Damn head too big and hair too long. But we gonna work it out. Do 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 do. Anyway, Real Housewives of Atlanta, you guys. This episode was called Into the Woods, darlings. Okay, what happened? Candy, not Candy, Kenya, these K's. Okay, I don't want to do it too hard. It kind of hurt, darling. Not the kids out on camera, darling. But anyway, Kenya, she meets up with Phaedra. All the girls have agreed to do this whole glamping thing, this whole foolishness that Phaedra had came up with, and the girls obviously didn't. Some of the girls was with it, some of the other girls wasn't with it, and as y'all saw from last week's episode, the drama that Kenya brought up with Porsha asking her was she in anger management and all this kind of stuff, and how's your sessions going, and calling Phaedra out. Phaedra said that you was gonna say to the group that the sessions was going well. And of course, Porsha was just like, what the hell is going on? I'm completely blindsided by this information, darling. It's falsified information, darling. And so they're talking and shooting the shit, and it was just a mess. And then of course Cynthia, almost so Candy, jumped into the whole thing last week. So it's just been a complete goop, a complete mess, a complete fool. Kenya, she meeting up with Phaedra. They're talking, they're going to this camping shop. And they're asking about porta potties and all that kind of stuff. He was just like, look, the best thing I got for that. Apparently they had a portable porta potty or some shit from last time, but he was like, look, the best thing I got for that is a shovel. So y'all gonna be pooping, scooping the girls like they do dogs, and if you got a shit, dig that good goddamn hole and sit that ass down and wipe with a leaf and make it happen. Make it happen. Yeah, yeah. If you believe in yourself enough and know what you want, you're gonna make it happen. Make it happen. Y'all let me know that artist. It's pretty obvious. Let me know that artist. Um, well, I gave you the name of the song. But let me know that artist, name of the song, um, and what album that song came off of. Let me know. All those 3 or 4 things that I just mentioned. And I'll give y'all a shout out in the next review of this show. All right. So anyway, they're trying to make it happen, and Kenya was just like, "No, I ain't for this. I ain't for all this foolishness. This is a mess. This is a goop." So anyway, on the mean side of town, we have Cynthia Bailey. Cynthia Bailey, in her big ass head, and in her mind, she decides that I'm big headed too, so I can talk about other big headed people. So anyway, Cynthia decides for some reason that it would be a good idea for her to meet up with Mac to talk about Kenya and why they can't get along and why he keep busting windows and shit out of her car like Jasmine Sullivan and keep writing twirl on these hoes on the garage. It's just a mess. Like, I'm really trying to understand and comprehend really what's tea with that, and what's really going on with Matt, because I honest to God don't know what's going on with Matt. Matt is a Looney Tune who belongs in the loony bin, and I just can't with him. I can't, and I won't, and darling, I don't know. I don't know. I was talking to one of my aunties, and she was telling me that she think Matt is a queen. I was like, "Fee real," and she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Ooh," and I was like, "Mm-hmm." She was like, "Child." I was like, "No." She was like, "Goop," and I was like, "Yeah." So I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that old monster Matt, child. But anyway, Cynthia, she meets up with Matt. They're talking, shooting the shit, gooping, and she was just like, "I know that Cynthia could be a little bit dramatic, child. I know that Cynthia, could be a little bit much, but if she's the drama queen, you're the drama king. Like all this stuff that y'all be going through." Matt took most of the blame, and he was just like, "You know what, it's just all my fault, and pretty much I shouldn't react that way." But she's very manipulative, and she treats him like a child, yada 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 yada. It's just up in the mess and up in the foolishness. So anyway, Cynthia, thank God she got the lake house. She's out of Candy's house, stopping up their toilets. And she, is in her own lake house, free. I mean, she can just shit all over the place. She can just shit in all her bathrooms and just shit all outside. She's in the wilderness, darling. She's by the lake. So hey, you know what it is. You know what the frogs and the raccoons and things do all around the woods, darling. So Kenya, she shows up with them damn dogs. I'm so sick of seeing them damn dogs. Ow. Shit, I shouldn't have did that. But anyway, I'm so it's just getting on my nerves. Like, I do like animals. I'm just scared of everything, y'all. I don't know. I'm just scared of everything. I'm cool with dogs and stuff. I'm afraid of cats. To be honest, it's a confession of mine. Um, I don't know. I'm just kind of scared of everything. But it's weird because I love watching animals like on TV and it's discovering, all kinds of things about animals. What makes them tick? What makes them live in this kind of weather? Their I don't know, their genetics, their skin. I'm into all that kind of stuff with animals. But it's just when it comes to being up next to one of them, it works my nerve because everybody be like, oh, my dog ain't gonna bite. Have you removed their teeth? Have you removed Lil Cujo's teeth yet? Their canine. I don't know. Well, then I can't trust that, okay? As soon as you walk out the room, Lil Cujo start growling at me. Then what? Why you didn't take his ass outside or take his ass with you and put him in the basement or the garage or the attic? Why didn't you do that? Okay? Another thing, since I'm on the topic. I don't know why, no offense to anybody, but I don't know why people invite other people over and they got dogs and cats running around. Especially most of the time when you're inviting people over, you're going to have food there. So you want me to sit here and eat in peace while it's dogs and cats and shit and chickens running up against my feet, just sitting there looking at me waiting for something to drop so they can eat it? No. Unsanitation. Where's D Heck? I can't. I'm just not about that life. But whatever. What was I talking about? So Kenya came over with King and Twirl, the dogs, the little Yorkies. And they was just outside chilling and all that kind of stuff. So Cynthia invites Kenya in. She don't have any furniture or whatever yet, just like everybody on the show, it seems. The only person that I know got furniture is fully furnished. Just it's Candy. That's it. But anyway, and Porsha Mama house, and I guess Phaedra maybe. But anyway, Cynthia invites Kenya in. They're talking, and it's a beautiful home. But I don't know why she needs all that space when it's just her there. I don't know. I feel like people just like to show off. Like I don't understand. First of all, you're a single woman, and you're staying at this huge lake house by yourself. And if people find out that you're by yourself, like you just never know. I just think about safety all the time. I don't think they do. Like you're not unless you just have security around you all the time. Other than that, like I would honestly I would it's beautiful to have your own space and it's fun. You can do what you want to do, walk around the house naked and all that. We get it. You can shit in every bathroom. It's fun. I get it. But I don't know. I don't know if I had that kind of coin, if my money was that long, if I would want to have a house that big just to myself. Like I'm already kind of paranoid. I be hearing shit all the time, child. So I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments, darling. What y'all think about that? I don't know. It's an accomplishment. It's beautiful. It's great. Have this big space or whatever. But I would honestly like if my folks aren't staying near me, or if they aren't staying in a house that's just as nice as mine. I don't know if I would want something that big. I don't know. I could move them in. No, that wouldn't work. Not all of them, child. I don't know. Anyway, so they went outside to go talk on the deck. They left the dogs inside. Okay. So they're talking, and Cynthia was just like, "Well, I'm waiting to go meet up with Mr. Match." And we had a conversation, and I was talking to him and telling him everything, and he basically said that I do react when she does certain things in a negative way, and I shouldn't do this and I shouldn't do that. And Kenya was just like, "Yes, that sounds like a child, don't it? Sounds like a child." And Cynthia was just like, yeah, he's just making excuses. And Cynthia was just like, well, I did say that Cynthia was a little dramatic. And that's all Kenya heard. And she flipped out. She was just like, how could you say that about me? This is the second time you've done me like that. I'm so sick of questioning your loyalty. I'm just so sick of this. I'm sick of that, Cynthia. She storms up the steps, takes the dogs, put him in the back, and pooch on up the street. It's just a mess. Like, Kenya, you are dramatic. I am a part of Team Twirl, but I have no issue reading Kenya at all. Um, Kenya, you are dramatic. Kenya, you are a little off. Tiki tiki boom. Kenya, you're a lot of things. You're a lot of good things, but you're also a lot of other things. So just, accept it. And Cynthia didn't say anything that was remotely bad or whatever. I personally wouldn't have went to talk to Matt because that ain't my business. Um, and everybody grown, and how much can you warn somebody? Like if they want to keep getting knocking up against the wall like mystical, then hey, ooh, what you doing? Ooh, nothing. All right, sounds like a goop to me. But anyway, let's see. Where do I want to go? Candy, she had a little party for Shamea. Now, Candy met Shamea through Porsha. But they've become really close. They've even, some would say, become bosom buddies, or some would say have become lovers, or some would say have become, sex slaves. I don't know. I don't know, darling. It's just things I hear around Atlanta. Okay. I mean, I don't. Do you know? It's all alleged, darling. It's all alleged. Calm down. Calm down. It's all alleged. So anyway, um, she has a little party for Shamea. She's getting married, and she invites Karma. Karma's always there. Thank God that Karma ain't got no speaking roles. Um, Candy, she also invites this girl named Hazel, who's going to be a troublemaker this season. Little extra girl, cute little girl. I don't know why I say little girl. She's a grown woman, but she's cute. But she's obviously like younger, I think, than the rest of them. Who else shows up? Cynthia shows up. Oh, it was a white party basically. Um, RL's woman shows up. Lena, I believe that's her name, who was supposed to be a housewife, but it's just a friend of a housewife, which is Candy, and she's just as bland as I can't find anything that's bland, darling, in my room. But I don't know. But yeah, we don't know her, so hey, she's just around. She's cute. So they all show up. Then Cynthia actually showed up. And but she showed up in brown, but she had like these white print pants on. I thought she looked cute. Then Sheree and Marlo showed up, and they didn't have on black. They just showed up. It was just like, child, let me go into this boring ass party. I don't even know this girl. You know her. You all right? I guess that's pretty much what they did. Sheree loves to eat, so she probably came to eat. Which I didn't see any food, which would be an issue for me. So anyway, all the girls they go out, and they Shamea comes in. She's all excited and happy about everything. And she gets a little emotional because Candy threw this party for her. And one of the first things she mentioned was, where was Porsha? And Candy was just like, well, Shamea, you know that me and Porsha done had our issues recently, and she just didn't want to come, and I'm sorry. Happy engagement. And she instantly started to cry. Hell of an actress. Hell of an actress. Um, and I was just like, what the fuck? But she, got emotional. Candy was just like, stop it, stop it. Um, so then Sheree ended up spilling the tea. She was just like, yeah, she said that she wasn't coming. You and her and Candy had kind of got into a little spat or whatever. And speaking of that, um we had a little conversation with Porsha and with Porsha and Phaedra. And Phaedra said that what did the fuck did Sheree say? she basically spilled the beans and said, "Oh yeah, yeah." She said that she told Shamea that Phaedra said that her and Candy was messing around and bumping cats. Um, and then she said something else that Shamea said. Oh, and she also said that while Phaedra was accusing them of that, of bumping cats, her and Candy, that Porsha just sat there and didn't say anything. Well, Shamea was just like, well, that's interesting. First of all, with Phaedra, making comments about me because Apollo done tried to hit on me many times, which I believe. And then Shamia also said, I haven't, done anything or anything like that, but and the fact that Portia didn't even stick up for me, she didn't say anything. Sheree was just like, no, no, she didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing to defend you or nothing like that. And so, it's just been a whole mess with that. So Shamia was just like, yeah, I'll meet up with that bitch and I'll talk to her. So they ended up having a good time, I assume. Okay. So, Kenya also didn't show up for the little party because y'all know, last season Kenya kicked Shamia off the boat. So there you go. So I send an invitation to her. So Shamia, Portia goes over to Shamia's house and they sit and talk and whatever. And Shamia was just like, hey, yeah. So yeah. Oh, thanks for the gift. So what's your tea? Like, so you didn't offend me when Phaedra going around saying I bought cats of candy? For some reason, I believe that though, y'all. Like, I really do. For some reason, I really do. I think that, honestly, I think that all alleged. This is my opinion. I think that Portia done messed around with girls. I think that Phaedra done messed around with girls, and Candy has messed around with girls. I can't say anything about the other women on the show. I don't think they would. I don't think Cynthia would. Cynthia too scary. I don't think Kenya would. I think Kenya, bump chest with a woman. I don't think she actually sleep with one. Of course, I'm not judging, child, darling. It's me. But I'm just saying. I just think that's what it is, child. And you would think that old Marlo, old dragon talking ass, would be the first one to do something like that. But she's strictly white man, darling. Strictly, I guess. So anyway, Push was just like, yeah, I just don't. I'm sorry that you feel that way, and she was just like, well, I done had this issues with Candy, and Shami was just like, you're making it all about Candy. I'm your best friend of 10 years. Your ass should have been there, which I agree, to a certain extent, but I do agree. And Shamia also revealed to Portia that Phaedra has called you stupid in the past, said you have no brains, and all this kind of stuff. And I always defend you against Portia and Candy Coated team, because they showed a clip of last season when Shamia was talking to Candy and Don Juan was going in on Portia, and she was just like, "Don't talk about my friend like that. Say what you have to say, but don't be disrespectful because I didn't disrespect Candy." Which they did show the receipts. That's what I'm liking about the season a little bit, is that they actually are showing the receipts. Give me the receipts. They're showing the receipts of everything. So they talked, and Portia really didn't have any words for her. Portia's really Team Phaedra, so we're just gonna see how this whole thing plays out. But Phaedra's very much so feeling some kind of way that Portia's feeling some kind of way that Phaedra and Kenya are hanging out together. Which I do understand. It's just weird for them to be together, but I do like them together for some weird reason. Okay, what else happened? Nothing interesting happened really with Sheree besides her running her mouth. Um, or anything like that. Okay, so we get to the whole camping thing. Well, we're on the way to the camping thing. All the girls are each at home or whatever. So Cynthia comes over to More Manor and talk, and Kenya was just like, look, are we good? Like, you going around talking shit, spraying rumors or whatever, and I just need to know if we good, like straight up. Like, is we good? Is you good? And Cynthia was just like, yeah, I'm good. We all right or whatever. Kenya was just like, I just need to know that you always have my back and this and that. I'm like, Kenya, but if you are doing wrong or if you are part of some drama, when you want your friend to like tell you to stop or that you're tripping or whatever, I kind of have that issue a little bit too. And my friends telling me that I'm wrong or doing some shit because Not that I don't ever think I'm wrong, which I am wrong a lot of the times, but it's just I don't know. It's just like no, I'm not. Like I'm a very don't start no shit, won't be no shit type of person. I stay off to myself. I'm antisocial at times. I'm really cool and chill and nice to everybody. But somehow every once in a while some mess just comes. And so, I don't know, everybody handles things differently. So anyway, who ended up coming over to Portia's house? I mean to Kenya's house was, I believe, Candy had came over. And Dawn. The Dawn is the little young girl from Shamea's party. I believe she's an artist or whatever who Candy discovered or some shit. I'm just like, oh Lord. She's a mess. She got mouth for real. She's making her presence known. She's trying to get a peach. So and okay, so we have Cynthia, Kenya, Candy, the Dawn girl, and also Phaedra. She came over. Now on the other side, well, up the street from Moore Manor, we have Chateau Sheree. Now, Sheree, she done invited the girls over for a little um road trip thing for hors d'oeuvres and champagne and all that stuff. Sheree done set up tables and shit outside the door. And so it was just like, okay, so everybody thought Porsha wasn't coming because early in the episode, Porsha went to go see her guidance counselor, and which is her therapist, and basically it was just like, should I go? And I don't know what to do. A therapist is just like, it's just kind of 50-50 on what you want to do. Sometimes it's best to face the issue straight on. In other cases, it's best just to pooch on. So she decided to face the situation straight on, but she decided to bring her sister with her. So over at Sheree's house, we have Sheree, Porsha, her sister Lauren, and then Dragon Tail shows up. Marlo Hampton shows up. Marlo was snatched. Marlo came on with heels, and Marlo's fashions is life. I'm not even gonna lie. Bitch had a fan. She's nasty. She's Marlo. Yeah, Marlo Hampton ain't nothing but the truth when it comes to fashions. I ain't got nothing else to say about her. But her fashions are on point for real. So all the girls is talking or whatever. So Portia, she pulled Sheree off to the side. She was just like, child, something happened. Yeah, Shamea told me that that you spilled the tea or whatever, said that I was talking about her and that Phaedra was talking about her and that I didn't get the chance to and that, you said that I agreed to what Phaedra said and Shamea sleep with everybody husband and all that stuff. That's why Shamea said what she said about Phaedra. That about the whole Apollo thing hitting on her because according to because Phaedra did say it. But Phaedra had brought to Shamea what I'm sorry. Sheree had brought these fucking names. Sheree had brought to Shamea what Phaedra said about her that, she fucks everybody's husband in Atlanta, whatever. So Sheree was just like, well, child, you know how I am, girl. You know what I do. And I ain't mean to do that, but shit, I did it. And, y'all just need to be honest with each other. I just want people to be real. I just want bitches to work together. And Portia was just like, yeah, I understand that, but like you was still wrong. Like, why would you do that and this and that? And Sheree, basically just was shooting the shit. She didn't give her no clear answer. So, they went back around there and it was just like, let's take a trip down the street. So they all decided to go down there to Kenya's spot. But Kenya them, they was already dragging their shit up the hill, up Kenya's big ass hill, to go put their stuff in the bus that they were taking on the trip. I mean, they was dragging them bags like the workers on the Prince of Egypt. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Come on, Nip. Rest in peace. Come on, Mariah. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe somehow you win. You will when you believe. I'm not gonna sing this whole song in this review. This video will never end. So anyway, they're dragging the shit up the up and down the street like Moses them. And they all end up in the bus that I believe Kenya and Phaedra got. Kenya was shocked to see Marlo. There was also shocked to see Lauren. And it was just like, oh, hey girl. So it's all these girls on the trip. It's gonna be a complete mess, all these girls on the trip. Ooh, it really, really is. I'm trying to think, did Lena show up? Did Lena show up for the thing? No, I don't think Lena came on the camping trip. But maybe Lena and Shamea show up. Who knows? So they all got on a bus, and it was shade from the very beginning. Porsha and Kenya going back and forth. Kenya was just like, oh, I didn't know you was there, yada yada. Phaedra is explaining to the girls that they're gonna have to rough it the first night. They if they got to do number 2, they're gonna have to dig the girls out and then squat down and make it happen, and cover the girls back up, and there you go, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. And she was just like, oh hell no, I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna shit outside Kenya and all this kind of stuff. So Marlo was just like, well, since I'm here on this trip, we're gonna have like a glam day, which is something that Kenya is in charge of, and Marlo. And Marlo was just like, you know what? We're just gonna have a glam day, and it's gonna be cute and fun and festive, and it's just basically gonna be like, you can ask Marlo anything. You can ask me about men, about sex, about fashion, or anything. So the girl Hazel that's sitting beside Kenya, which is Candy's friend, she's just like, so why do we have to ask her? She whispered to Kenya. So Kenya started laughing, and Kenya was just like, Marlo, Hazel wants to know, why do we have to ask you? And Marlo was just like, well, because I'm pretty good at my fashions, don't you think? Like, look at what I have on and look at what you have on. I was like, ooh. And then Marlo was just like, if I wanted to ask about skincare, I would ask you because you're a beautiful girl. You have beautiful skin. And she was just like, oh, thank you. And then Marlo rolled her eyes. It was funny as hell. They, got on Porsha a little bit on why she, had to bring a support system, what's wrong with her, and why she bring Lauren. Lauren shut them up real quick. She was just like, why don't we just stop passing judgments and just let her speak? Faye just trying to mediate the whole thing. Yeah, this whole trip is honestly, it's going to be a train wreck like most of the trips are, and I'm totally here for it. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki and Google Plus. Follow me at ITSKINGWORLD on Twitter and Instagram, at ITSKINGWORLD89 on Snapchat, ChaseKingWithC on Facebook. All the information being in the bottom bar below. See you guys later. I love you much. I really do. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hope I did it right.